was just, I mean, great company in the essence of there's a lot of opportunity and things to learn, but the technology could use some help where like,
Yeah.
people would call in to transfer their money. And then like, I think the best thing that they had like technology wise is like they had voice authentication back then, which was supposedly cool. And but that's pretty much it to write home about. And it's pretty simple. Like you take a call, you'd move the money, you take notes, you submit your notes, and you've got the date that the money was moved and why the money was moved, and that was it. And pretty much everything else was like manual templates, manual processes. There's not a lot of, I would say, robust automation. And I remember I'd worked on like some simple stuff with like macros and just like doc stuff that create templates. And it did so well at the wealth management firm I was interning at, and other firms within like other offices within Merrill Lynch in the area found out about it, and they wanted me to do it for their firm as well. They're like, you need to do that. And then it was like this whole tug of war thing between the firm I was working for. They're like, we don't want you to be spending time with these other firms. Like, we're competing against each other
Yeah.
a little bit, and you don't work for them. And I was like, okay, like
Yeah.
that's fine. I was just an intern, but I was just surprised, like the level of interest on something so simple. Like, I was just taken back by that.
Yeah, I mean, I think AI can reduce so many inefficiencies, and I don't think it's technically getting rid of people's jobs. I think we could have more free time to spend with clients, to prospect with new clients, to, just not be doing these, tasks that take hours. We invested in a company called Leah out of New York, and like it's like document intelligence, which like
Hmm. Yeah, because we're out of capacity and don't want to do with the hassle with hiring somebody else and then teaching them process. It's like, oh, do I optimize the process or do I hire more people? And a lot of times the headache of hiring more people is not worth it. I know that I like to phrase there's plenty of other steak dinners to be had versus the headache of potentially but the potential headache. I think the anticipation of a potential headache is the main turn off. It's like, oh, I hire somebody, they don't do well, I lose a client. It's like just not worth it. But if you've got a process that's locked in with a system, then you're all good. I think I was going to say something about. Hmm. Oh, I was going to say something about the phrasing that I use when I am automating things at the company I work for. And I worked on a big project where I'd automated like quite a bit of somebody's work, like a group of people's workflow. And it wasn't necessarily like your job is disappearing and it's gone, it's doomsday. It's more like, hey, like you've got more time to work on higher value tasks and elevate yourself as an employee in a group. I don't think it's like, hey, we don't need these good employees anymore. Like, I'm not giving away good employees. It doesn't make sense. So it's just like, okay, like instead of doing these things, you'll get to work on other things that would elevate you. That would be nice. No, I agree with that statement, and it's one of the main I would say driving points of the podcast. Is like, okay, like I want to be really good at speaking and explaining ideas and talking through complex topics. Given that I think it's going to be an important skill. I mean, public speaking's always been an important skill, Matt, but I think in the future it's like, okay, like you can code, but so can all these other tools, and it gets you close there. Like there's not, I say that there's less leeway for you being technical and being bad at social skills unless you're just like the next Mark Zuckerberg or something like that, and you've got this startup. But I think that there's a lot less give in that regard, where before, maybe 15 years ago, 10 years ago, it's like, okay, like this person is very technical, so like they don't have good social skills. But now it's like, okay, well, you need to have like be well rounded and great at speaking. No, for sure, for sure. And it's just going to increase over time.